Right, here we go into Andre Cruz versus Noah Morrison.
And you are looking at one of the most unshakable superstars on the roster.
They start immediately
A picture of resilience. He's been through
into chain wrestling.
Bitter perseverance is what will make him such a threat in this matchup. Yeah, but he's staring at someone who's shown a lot of hustle to be this smart.
No, babe, he was telling John to shut the fuck up because John called one of his characters Fordhausen. So, for some reason, MD and John have just been adding Hausen on the end of most of their messages. So, you know, that's what they've been doing.
Moving out of the hold and now able to lean into a headlock.
But we got, but to be fair, MD, I don't know why you're getting annoyed. You know Andre Cruz frauded his way into this. You know he frauded his way in.
What's gonna happen here?
Like, Doug almost made the comeback over because Andre Cruz couldn't beat fucking Santanica.
That's what you call impact. Looking to take the legs out. Pain must be shooting through that leg now. Turns that in his favor.
And of course, the last time that these two men had, you know, met up with each other was in the ladder match for the Road to Glory briefcase, which Andre Cruz won.
Deadlift military press. Holy moly. And face first they go.
This Hausen shit may not last the entire fucking stream, I swear to God, because I will kill myself. I can't do 3 hours of this.
Back into the ring.
Well, probably, to be fair, it'd probably be about 2 hours though, because it's not. Because also, this is the first World Cup match that will be under the normal MCW singles rules.
Collar and elbow. Being overtaken here, driven into the corner.
Just a normal, straight up one-on-one singles match from here on out. I was gonna make it 2 out of 3 falls, but like, I don't know, you know, like, so it kind of had that, like, you know, second leg feel, but then I realised the World Cup doesn't do 2 legs. So, 1, kick out at 1 from Andre Cruz. So remember that, get used to that, because normally we're used to the World Cup, you know, the 1 pinfall meaning nothing. There's still usually like 3 minutes left in the match usually. You know, unless you're Andre Cruz against Santanica and you don't get one in an entire 10 minutes. But he tries to get one in here early, but a kick out at 1.
He's not even close to being done yet. Flips their opponent around and a jarring ripcord knee. He quickly gets out of dodge. Flying Mayorana. That's how you impress. Agility like that is what can set you apart from the rest of the locker room.
So whoever gets the first pinfall or submission in this match is deemed the winner and will go and will join the only confirmed person in the round of 16 in Brad Collins in this stage of the tournament. Yeah, I would have too. I think it's just like, I don't know, I didn't want more matches to just keep being really long, you know. But maybe next year. I think it's obviously, again, most of this season is all trial. Like I've kind of teased in the Discord, is a lot of stuff is changing in the next season. So, you know, and stuff like that. Like, it's kind like MCW is kind of getting an overhaul. So a lot of stuff is up for consideration and stuff like that. But basically, there's a lot of changes happening that will hopefully, with the intention of fixing a bunch of issues that we are having or we have had in this season. Too many changes, too many changes. It's not too many changes, John. Can you fuck off? Because you're the only, like, one of the only people that knows what the changes are, and you're going to make me feel mental about it. But Andre Cruz going for the avalanche Spanish fly on Noah Morrison.
And he's going to the top.
As he now goes top rope. But Noah Morrison dodging the torpedo splash. Doing journalism. Okay. A big elbow from Noah Morrison to Andre Cruz. What change I hope is shutting up the background commentary. I put it there because everyone else complained about it. Everyone else complained when it wasn't there originally. So Because when we first started out, it wasn't there and people complained about it. No, with the pop-up cutter from the shoulders. Moving Andre Cruz away from the ropes. 1, 2, 3. Noah Morrison advances to the round of 16. He is one of your final 8 competitors in the MCW World Cup. Oh, also, John, when you're, doing your bookings and stuff, for your quarterfinals will be very easy to book, because if you actually look on the spreadsheet of the World Cup, go on the World Cup thing, the brackets are kind of already there. So we can kind of just follow that bracket, I think. Like, that's where it is. Or am I off my head? Okay, so Calgary is in Canada. So yeah, I assume that's what it is, because it's right near the Canada flag. If she wins, then Noah beats her. He will have beaten the last 2 international champions. That is true. That is true. Because Noah did beat John Black. And if you want to be technical, I know it's like a big technicality, but obviously he didn't beat him when he had the actual title, but he has as well tonight beaten Andre Cruz, which technically means in one-on-one competition he's beaten 3/4 of the international championship lineage in one-on-one competition. And Gavin Storm locking in a submission early, trying to get Olivia to tap. And Gavin Storm's someone who's had a really impressive tournament, has been able to shine. There were question marks on his ability to adapt to the solo scene after the breakup of the Blood Devils, but he is indeed, he has indeed fucking adapted to it very well across the course of the World Cup. The only person that he hasn't beat is Francis from the International Championship lineage. Yeah, that is true. She did get called out by her own brother in a promo. Goes for the pin early, 1, and a kick out at 1 from Gavin Storm. Of course, whoever wins this match will go on to face Noah Morrison in the quarterfinals, in an attempt to secure their spot in the semi-finals and their spot at Tokyo Skirmish. These have been 2 of the strongest competitors in the tournament so far. And the Superman punch from Olivia Black going in for the pin. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 from Gavin Storm. Oh shit, I forgot to do something. Oh, that completely slipped my mind. Hold up. I need to message. Owen, if you're still here, I need to message you.
He's reversing the momentum on him. He's trying to seize the opportunity to get back in the match. Moving into the wheelbarrow, up and around. Boom, DDT.
And Olivia going in for the pin after the DDT. 1, 2, 3. That was a very easy, dominant win for Olivia Black over Gavin Storm. was not even an attempt. I mean, to be fair, it's probably linked to the fact that Gavin doesn't have resiliency. That's not like a me thing. I didn't change it. It's just he just doesn't have it. I think he has Rage and Iron Jaw were the two he was uploaded with, so it's probably to do with that. But she looked very strong in that match, and both people that have made it through the World Cup so far have been really dominant. I also think it's like, I forget how quick matches are when they don't have a 10-minute timer on them. So it will be Olivia Black versus Noah Morrison in the World Cup quarterfinals. Oh. Alright, here we go. Can Free Radicals change their fortunes around based on, you know, their last performance in the #1 contenders match that they lost to Survival Instinct? Or will Santanica and Aiden Storm get a second win as a team? Of course, they did beat Aria Knight and Gavin Storm at Comeuppance. After eliminating Aria relatively quickly in that match, and you know, basically having a 2v1 beatdown on Gavin Storm for pretty much the entirety of it. I mean, Gavin put up a valiant fight, and you know, there was definitely a moment where it looked like he could have maybe stole the win in that final moment, but you know, he wasn't able to do it. But Free Radicals, you know, they did lose quite, you know, in quite dominant fashion to Survival Instinct. But you know, it could be that, you know, some teams, they come in on their debut and they just gel immediately, and some, you know, they take a bit of time to adjust. You know, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe, you know, the man that you're seeing right now in Aiden Storm, I believe the Blood Devils I'm pretty sure, lost their first match in MCW as well, and then they went on to have the most dominant tag reign that we've ever had. So it's not, you know, it's not uncommon. Santanica going for the pin on Ben Brooks, but a kick out at 1. Of course, Santanica as well, the only person in the ring currently that was part of the MCW World Cup. Unfortunately finished last in her group, but did manage to pull a 0-0 draw out of Andre Cruz, the current Road to Glory briefcase holder, which is definitely an achievement for her. Ben Brooks now using the shoulder to drop low to take down Aiden Storm. And a super kick from Aiden Storm as he now goes in for the pin. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 from Ben Brooks. And Kari Kelly with the moonsault to take down Aiden Storm. Santanica rushing now to get some weaponry in this match. Brings in a baseball bat and goes to hit Ben Brooks with it, but Ben Brooks with the reversal. As both Free Radicals taking down their respective opponents. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 from Santanica. Ben Brooks grabbing the baseball bat as he starts to taking it to Aiden Storm, whacking it into the stomach. And Santanica with the reversal, sending Kari Kelly into the ropes. And sneaking up behind Ben Brooks. But Kari immediately coming and helping her tag partner. Big drop kick sends Santanica flying. As she now immediately takes the fight to Aiden Storm. I mean, we did say in the match at Brawl for All that Kari Kelly definitely looked like the more impressive in-ring performer out of the two Free Radicals. And she's kind of continually proving it here. Being Storm with the reversal on Ben Brooks now. But Ben with the reversal into the arm toss, or the arm drag. But Santanica with the baseball bat to the head of Ben Brooks as she now goes in for the pin. 1, 2, and it was a kick out at 2 anyways, but I think Kari Kelly may have been able to break that up anyways, just with a millisecond to spare. And the roll up from Kari Kelly on Aiden Storm, but Aiden kicks out at 1. She goes with the springboard crossbody to Aiden. Santanica, though, has got Ben Brooks up high, going for the... and dropping on the brain buster on the turnbuckle, going in for the pin. Kari Kelly with the super kick, but a kick out from Ben Brooks at 2. And then the suplex pin, but it's broken up by Santanica. Santanica throwing Kari to the apron here. Clearly, you know, trying to eliminate the threat. But Kari Kelly gets back in the ring. Tries to go for a clothesline of some sort. Aiden Storm going for the suplex, but Kari Kelly flipping out of it. Impressive athleticism from her. As she's now going onto the springboard. And a lovely DDT onto Aiden Storm as she goes for the pin while Santanica's looking for that brainbuster again. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. Santanica with the brainbuster goes in for the pin. 1, 2, and Kari Kelly breaks it up at 2. Aiden got his butt wiped. That is true, to be fair. He hasn't done much. The sledgehammer taken to the stomach of Kari Kelly, leaving her slumped over in the corner. Aiden Storm's got Ben Brooks up on the shoulders, dropping him face first onto the turnbuckle, going for the pin. 1, 2, 3. As Santanica and Aiden Storm pick up the win. And the thing is, it's just what happened. It's like they kind of chose to just target Ben Brooks pretty much all match. They barely actually did that much, like, really any offense to Kari Kelly. Kind of just trying to, you know, pick who I guess they think was the weak link. And despite, you know, Aiden, you know, going for the pin there, getting the pin, sorry, it's very safe to say that Santanica definitely carried that match for them. Bit of a mid-ending, but great. Yeah, it does always suck when it's not done, when it doesn't end by a signature or a finisher. I would say, you know, that's the match of the night, but it's pretty obvious. Are they fucking? Why is that their victory motion? I mean, I know it's just picks a generic one, but that's a bit wild, that is. Here it is. Frankie Vendetta on his debut versus Kieran Black. Fucking hell, Frankie's tiny. Linking up in chain wrestling as MCW loves to do. You can't just add ist on the end of any wrestler that you like. That's not how that works. Goes for a top rope cutter and it lands. And Frankie Vendetta going for the roll up here. But a kick out before one from Kieran Black. Going for the knee, but Frankie reversing. And a neck breaker. A whole lot of black and white in this ring, that's for sure. A lovely Hurricane Rana from Kieran Black there. See, Kieran Black is a very interesting man with the way that he moves in the ring, because he can bring out your technical style of wrestling and kind of wrestle with the best of them, but he can also pop out these random, parts of just huge athleticism that, you could only compare with some of the best luchadors around. Kieran Black is one of the, a lot of people would say is one of the most, underrated wrestlers in MCW. And a kick out before one. Frankie Vendetta planting Kieran down to the mat, going for the pin. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 from Kieran. I wonder if Kieran has ever been to Mexico. I mean, maybe. I know for sure, certain that, his, fucking, after his dies, his fucking ghost will probably visit. His ghost will visit every country in the world. And a super kick from Kieran, switching music into the pin. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. The last possible second. Kieran Black nearly had Frankie Vendetta wrapped up easily there. And then running into the knee. As lifts up. Adding more pressure onto the headlock. As he locks the headlock back in again. Trying to work down Frankie. But Frankie gets the quick kick up to try and take advantage. But Kieran Black puts a stop to that. And the running knee. Frankie with the reversal though. And the neck breaker. And Kieran with a quick foot up. Putting Frankie on the ropes. Throwing him to the other one. A lovely springboard cutter from Kieran Black as he now goes into the pin. 1, 2, 3. Kieran Black picks up the win on his return to TV. As the ghost of Black haunts Frankie Vendetta. Frankie showed a lot of fight by being able to kick out and, kind of stay in this resiliency. But, he's kind of, definitely struggling to keep up with Kieran. But, that can happen to a debut. And Kieran, I mean, we've seen this with the Black family, is that they're very consistent and, you know, they kind of make their rises at different times from another. You know, first up it was Max making his rise, then John, then Olivia, and now it seems to be... Of course, Apathy once again joined by her daughter Annika Devereux at... Or Devereux, I can't pronounce it right. At ringside. Of course, you know, there could be some potential. Maybe there's a bit of a kind of disagreements between them two, though, considering Annika did eliminate Apathy and I believe Owen from the Brawl for All. But no one started the World Cup better than Wayne Evans did. So it would definitely be a disappointment for him if he wasn't able to get through. And of course, as well, you know, there's a bit of history here as well, as Wayne Evans' perfect start did begin with a 6-0 dismantling of Apathy's own husband, Owen O'Rourke. Also, apologies, I'm really fucking annoyed because NXT have just announced their 4 new signings. And one of them is my favourite woman on the entire Indies. And they changed her name and gave her a shit name. They gave her a really shit name and I'm really angry about it. Going for the pin early, 1. Rain Leverkusen. They gave Rain Leverkusen Rain Leet. Rain Leet. Leet. Oh yeah, they signed Rain Leverkusen like ages ago. But they've called her Rain Leet. It's so stupid. Yeah, but Carmelo Hayes is nowhere near as bad as Rain Leet. Like, Leet is terrible. Especially because Leverkusen is such a sick-ass last name. A lovely springboard there from Wayne Evans. Also, like, she's sick as fuck because, like, her whole thing is, like, being, like, really metal and stuff, and I fuck with it a lot, and she's really good in ring. And I believe, I could be wrong, I don't remember the exact band, but, like, her dad is, like, the drummer, or, like, her uncle or someone. I know she's related to someone that is, like, the drummer of, like, a really big band, or, like, a guitarist, like, if, like, it's, like Led Zeppelin or AC/DC, like, something like that. And Wayne Evans going for the pin. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 from Apathy. But I can't remember who she was related to. She won an award at the SummerSlam Challenge. Yeah, she did. Alongside fucking, what's his face? Will Cruz, who I love as well. Wayne Evans going for the pin again. 1, 2, and another kick out at 2. Sorry, she is the uncle of Iron Maiden's drummer. Iron Maiden's drummer is Rain Leverkusen's uncle, which is fucking cool as fuck. Like, excuse me? That's fucking sick. And they've called her fucking Leet. That's so shit. One of the fucking sickest women in the entire world in wrestling, and they call her fucking Leet. But Apathy taking control of this match now away from Wayne Evans, who was, pretty much in control for most of it. And a power bomb from Apathy. She goes into the corner now. And the punt kick to Wayne Evans. As she goes in for the pinfall. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 from Wayne Evans. Backdrop onto the back of Wayne Evans. Talking of indie shows, me and MD are going to a show together. We're meeting up for the first time ever. We're going to a show in 10 days. We are going to Rev Pro High Stakes. And a Springboard Hurricane Rana from Apathy. Which, there's one match I'm really excited for, and both me and MD are really hyped for, which is Michael Oku versus fucking... Michael Oku versus Ricky Sosa is on the show. I know Mercedes Moné is going to be there. I know Ricochet is going to be there. And Trent Seven, of course, because he's always there. But it's in Wolverhampton. And a Hidden Blade from Apathy. Ricochet's trash. No, his character's trash. In ring, he's great. Like, it is unfortunate to admit, but in ring, he is fantastic. But his character is terrible. I hate all of his character work. Like, I don't think he's ever had a good character or a good promo. He's dog shit. But at that. But, like, you know. And the Future Shock DDT from Apathy going in for the pin. 1, 2, 3. Apathy advances in the World Cup. As Wayne Evans' impressive run through the tournament has come to an end. All right. Oh, don't tell me a bite to eat. I would fucking kill to order food, but I have fucking 50 pence in my bank account. Alright, we go into Diego Barbosa versus Elena Claire. Brazil versus Greece. And the winner of this will face Apathy in the World Cup quarterfinals. Elena Claire getting the elbow up. Linking into chain wrestling now. Diego pushing Elena Claire down to the ground as they continue. Diego by far the favourite here. Not just because of his World Cup performance, but also just his overall history in MCW. But Elena Claire, a woman on the rise. Going for the pin early. 1. Kick out at 1 from Diego. Moving over Diego, going for the pin again. 1. And a kick out at 1 once more. Elena clearly just trying to get this match done with as quick as possible, wanting to secure her spot in the quarterfinals. And kick to the face of Diego Barbosa. Now taking Diego into the corner. Diego getting the elbow up. Going for the roll up. 1. Kick out at 1. And goes for the springboard kick, but massively misjudges the distance. You don't see Diego do that much. It's not often that he actually misses a kick. You know, get it countered, albeit it happens a few times as we just saw there. But missing the actual misjudging the distance. Ref calls for rope break immediately on that pin. And Diego with the roll up once more. 1. Kick out at 1 from Elena. And a kick to the back of Elena Claire. But Elena rolling up, but is met with a clothesline from Diego Barbosa. And Elena Claire pushing Diego off. She goes top rope. Getting Diego to his feet. And a big drop kick from the top rope to Diego Barbosa. Diego goes for the quick kick, but Elena Claire catches it this time. And that lovely step-up kick from Elena Claire. She moves Diego away from the ropes a bit more. You know, makes sense considering the first pinfall was considered a rope break. Now targeting the ankle of Diego Barbosa. She now waits for him to get back to his feet. But Diego Barbosa dodging the grapple. And this time he hits that springboard enziguri. As he now picks Elena Claire up. Throws her to the ropes. And it looked like he was going to go for a Pele kick. But Elena Claire managing to hold on to the ropes to stop herself. And then going straight for the spinning back fist on Diego. 1, 2, 3. Elena Claire advances with a spinning back fist out of absolutely nowhere. As it will be Elena Claire versus Apathy in the quarterfinals of the World Cup. In what was a good finish by those two. As a shock loss from Diego Barbosa, who doesn't often lose. But, you know, they say that, you know, every dog has his day, and I guess that includes the down days. And Elena Claire has just pinned the man and beat the man who has the joint most wins in the company. And that's got to be a huge momentous win for Elena Claire. It could be the biggest win of Elena Claire's career. All right, Survival Instinct #1 contenders versus Rock City Stars, a team that have been low on their fortunes lately, looking to turn it around. As Survival Instinct take immediate control, sending both of RCS down to the ground. Brian Sawyer sending Brody Murray into the corner. But Brian Sawyer, instead of capitalizing on Brody, decides to help his tag partner in Stan get Ricky off his back. And Stan throwing Brody Murray over the ropes. And a knee takedown to Stan Mania there. Survival Instinct raining down the attacks here. Of course, their win over Free Radicals was relatively fast. They made quite quick work out of Free Radicals at Brawl for All in the #1 contenders match. It's not often, a team gets a #1 contenders match on their debut, but, through most of the tag teams in the in MCW already having their #1 contender matches, it was slim pickings, that's for sure. Brody Murray wasting no time taking that weaponry to Stan Mania, beating down on him with the kendo stick and the standing moonsault. But Brian Sawyer going right after Ricky Riley. And a twisted neck breaker, but not noticing Brody Murray right behind him, throwing him ankle first into the corner of the ring. And a power slam from Brian Sawyer to Brody Murray, picking him up. And a big boot. And RCS definitely picking up a bit of form in this match now. A slingshot rolling drop kick to Brody Murray. And the diving clothesline from Ricky Riley to Stan Mania, but he's met into a knee from Brian Sawyer. Also, John, I need your awards, by the way. Roll up from Stan Mania to Brody Murray, who kicks out at 2. Brody Murray with the gut kick to Brian Sawyer, taking him into the corner. Stan Mania, instead of helping his tag partner, going under the ring looking for weaponry, which gives Ricky Riley enough time to get up to his feet. As both men swing weapons at each other, but it is Stan Mania that gets the weaponry off first. And oh my god, the spinning kick from Brian Sawyer that was meant for Ricky Riley connects with Stan Mania, taking out his own tag partner. Ricky Riley trying to take advantage, but Brian Sawyer is right there to break it up. Oh, but this, what the fuck? What is happening? Why is everyone just attacking their own tag partners? What the fuck is going on? Ricky Riley went fucking ragdoll in the air. That is ridiculous. Stan Mania slipping out, though. Dropping Ricky Riley onto the turnbuckle. Screen just a blur of pixels. Can't really help that, I'm afraid. Launching the kendo stick at Brody Murray. And the spin kick this time, reaching its intended target. And the big leg drop to Brody Murray. Ricky Riley's got Stan Mania up onto the top turnbuckle. And a superplex. as he now goes into the pin. 1, 2, 3. A Survival Instinct pick up the win after a superplex from the top rope from Ricky Riley. Don't know what the fuck that happened in that match. But Survival Instinct solidifying their #1 contendership there with a win over Rock City Stars. I wish that match was, you know, not as glitchy and, well, just overall fucked up. Because that was... What the fuck was that? I'll also say, if Brian Sawyer just went for the pin there after that leg drop, he probably would have got the win over Brody Murray there, but he didn't. But it is Survival Instinct that take the win and show why they are the #1 contenders. Also, John, are you sending me these awards? I've asked like 3 times now. Van Gerten versus Helga. Also, John, for the like fucking 5th time, can you send me your awards, please? My loving Christ. Because I don't trust the fact that you'll A, be awake at the end of stream, or B, even remember the matches at the end of stream. And MD, if you're in call with him, can you tell him? Because for some reason he's clearly not listening to me on stream say it, so... Of course, RVG's position in the round of 16 was very narrow. You know, he had the same points as Araminji in the same group. But he got the spot over Era over Era, purely based on the fact that despite having the same points, Ruud van Gerten gave up 1 point less across the group stages. Well, they're not rewards, MD, they're rewards, but thanks anyway. There's no prizes, it's just the awards. RVG going for the rollout suplex there. It's so weird because I ask him to do it every time he's put a message in the chat. So he's been there when I've said it. Helga going for the early pin on Ruud van Gerten. Kick out of 1. Of course, Helga will be looking for that revenge, as it was Ruud van Gerten that gave her first loss in her debut match, as it was, I believe, both of their debuts. Well, Helga's really coming to her own in this World Cup tournament so far. But it is not... you know, it is not without mentioning that Ruud van Gerten did get 2 shock wins in this tournament. He managed to beat the one half of the tag team champions, Francis Sharp, as well as, you know, being the only person in this tournament to defeat Masaki Ryoki as well. And he's just kind of, I guess, crawling around. Another suplex to Helga. And he goes, and the dodge of the European uppercut as she takes a step back and then goes with the clothesline. Now locking in the submission hold on Ruud van Gouten. And Ruud van Gouten taps with basically zero pressure. Fucking matches are not lasting long tonight as Helga advances to the round of 16. As she will be going up against the man she's already faced in this World Cup. As it'll be the rematch with Brad Collins. Clash Speed Tournament, apparently. Yeah, literally. There is Henry King versus Eramin G. Of course, Henry King, like usual, accompanied with the tag team part of the Fallen. Of course, Brad Collins not accompanying, clearly just taking the day off after he got given his bye. And Eramin G with a standing moonsault. This is her first non-World Cup match in MCW. Can she keep the impressive form that she had in the World Cup going here? And the springboard moonsault from NG. She goes for the pin. Put a kick out at 1. Blood is back. Fucking finally. And Henry King pushing Eramin G off. And the drop kick from Eramin G. And Henry King going for the roll up. 1. And a kick out at 1. I mean, we're not surprised seeing Henry King rely on scummy tactics to pick up a win. We've seen him many times before. Goes for the diving knee. Dropping the knees into the side of Henry King. Just another standing moonsault into the pin. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 from Henry King. And the clothesline into the elbow. Henry King throws her into the corner. She steps under the ropes with a high kick to the face of Henry King. She jumps back into the ring now and gets Henry King up on the shoulders. And the military press powerbomb. She goes for the soul snatcher on Henry King, in for the pin now. 1, 2, and Henry King kicks out at 2. Henry King pushing Error off. Throwing Error into the ropes. Into the big elbow of Henry King. Dodging the big boot. And returning with the shoulder tackle. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Locking in the submission now on Henry King. But Henry King getting his way out of it. I think that's the longest I've ever seen a submission be held, by the way, in an MCW match. That felt like fucking 4 years. I mean, obviously it didn't feel that long, but you know. Henry King getting the elbows up. He keeps trying to take Minji to the corner, but he's always going for the corner that's furthest away from him. Gets the punch up here. Throwing it towards the ropes now. And a big back body drop to Era Minji. As he now picks her up. And again, he's trying to take her to the corner, but going for the one that's furthest away. It makes no sense. Era Minji was going for the springboard there, but caught by Henry King, who's just doing tricks on it. There's got to be a sexual harassment lawsuit in there somewhere. They were originally dodging, but Henry King still catching with the strikes, but caught with the knee by Era. And again, he just keeps trying to drag it to the corner, and it's just... I don't know why he keeps trying. It's clearly not working. But he gets her up into the pile driver. As he now rushes into the pin. 1. And a kick out at 1 from Era Minji for a pile driver. And a big suplex toss. As he moves Era away from the ropes. As he now locks in the Kimura. And Era Minji taps out to Henry King. It was an impressive start of the match for Era Minji. She started really fast, but then I guess the pace just caught up to her, which is what Henry King does best. I mean, Henry King, he loves to take his time in a match and psychologically take down their opponent across the case of the match. All right. It was an impressive showing, and there's no shame in Era Minji losing to someone like Henry King. You know, a man who's one of the most experienced stars in MCW. As the Fallen, a familiar sight as they stand tall. Alright, Ronan Wolf versus Masaki Ryoki here. Of course, these two have faced before in the past, and Ronan Wolf did win, but that was a different Masaki Ryoki. Not this, you know, demon that seems to have returned from the hiatus in Japan. And the high knee to take Ronan Wolf down. She goes for the springboard moonsault, but doesn't quite get the distance on it. Ronan Wolf trying to power out. But the elbow, she goes for the sliding trip, but dodges out the way. Going for the roll-up early. And a kick out before 1. Ronan Wolf with the pop-up headbutt. Stomp to the back of the ankles. Masaki Ryoki pushing Ronan Wolf off. Ronan Wolf rolling out of the way, and a shoulder barge to take Masaki Ryoki down. That's the one advantage that he's going to have in this match. It's that size and power difference. But Masaki has the speed. And she definitely has the form in her corner at the moment. Since returning, only losing 1 match. She only gave up 3 points in the entire of the World Cup. Ronan Wolf, though, still trying to use his strength to manhandle Masaki Ryoki. But Ryoki pushing Ronan Wolf off. And of course, it'll mean so much to Ryoki to at least make it to those semis. You know, make it to those PLE matches in her home country, her home city in Tokyo, Japan. Ronan Wolf dropping the forearms on the back of the neck of Ryoki. And now raining down the punches. And the elbows. Ryoki getting the quick kick up. Targeting the legs of Ronan Wolf there. And locking the neck in between the thighs and raining down the elbows. And the Kamigoye from Masaaki Ryoki. And the power slam to Ronan Wolf. Moves Ronan Wolf away from the ropes and picks him up. And now locking in the Muta lock, trying to make Ronan Wolf tap out. And he does. A very dominant and fast performance from Masaaki Ryoki. I mean, it never really took her that long to get the first points in the World Cup matches, so it's not really that surprising for her. I mean, there was quite a few matches where she was able to pick up a point in, like, within about 3 minutes, and she's done the same here against Ronan Wolf. All right, Spain versus Jamaica. Regardless of the result here, one big name in MCW will be eliminated from the World Cup. MD Silva versus Leon Grimes. Two people that coming into the tournament may have been touted as favourites and then had very difficult beginnings. Very difficult starts of the tournament, but both of them managed to turn it around, get themselves in the top 4 of their own groups. Leon Grimes, of course, finished in 2nd in his. MD Silva finishing 4th in his. But MD Silva's got that, you know, motivation of being able to bring home a win to pride to the tag team of him and Francis, as Francis couldn't do it on his end due to having to, you know, go back home, as we've spoken about already on this stream. But this is definitely a difficult situation for Leon Grimes because, of course, if he loses here to MD Silva, it'll be the 2nd time that he has, you know, lost in MCW. It'd be now extending, you know, doubling the amount of people he has lost to. But also, if he wins, he then has to go up against the person who made him lose in the first place. And Leon Grimes throwing MD Silva into the ring post. It has all been Leon Grimes so far. Going in for the standing moonsault. Into the pinfall now. 1. Kick out at 1 from MD Silva. And MD Silva really needs to pick up the pace. And a sling blade from Leon Grimes. Waiting for MD to get back to his feet. Goes in for a twist of fate, but MD Silva getting the fist in the stomach to prevent that from happening. Sends him into the ropes, but Leon Grimes returning with a clothesline to MD Silva. And a drop kick to the chest of MD Silva. Kick to the stomach here. And MD Silva's got him up with the GTS into the suplex. As he goes for the pin on Leon Grimes. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 from Leon Grimes. MD, though, starting to take more fight to Leon Grimes, but maybe I spoke too early as Leon Grimes gets that reversal in. Side slam. And he goes for the slingshot, but again does not get the distance. MD Silva going for that torpedo Moscow. But Leon Grimes taking a few steps back to prevent that from happening. MD Silva going for the pin. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 again from Leon Grimes. Going for the pin again, but this time using the ropes as leverage. Kick out, though, before 1, Leon Grimes. Rolling out the way. But MD Silva got him up into the Michinoku driver. Goes in for the pin. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 from Leon Grimes. The forearms into the forearms, into the sling blade from Leon Grimes as he goes in for the pin. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 from MD Silva. I thought we were going to have the return of win match by regular move, Leon Grimes. And MD Silva busted open by the DDT. Leon Grimes taking MD Silva to the corner. A power slam to the mat. As Leon Grimes climbs to the top. Looking for the nothing but net. But MD Silva with the reversal into the power bomb. Goes in for the pin now. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 from Leon Grimes. Leon catches the forearm. And the twist of fate from Leon Grimes. Into the pin. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 from MD Silva. A spine buster from Leon Grimes. A kick to the chest. Throwing Leon Grimes into the ropes. Pop-up kick to the chest. Another kick to the chest. Goes in for the pin. 1, 2, and another kick out at 2 from Leon Grimes. It's like MD Silva's trying to beat Leon Grimes at his own game and beat him with normal moves. MD Silva taking Leon Grimes to his feet. Series of strikes to the European champion. And the power bomb into the knee. As he's looking for that torpedo Moscow. This could spell out disaster for Leon Grimes. And it lands. Become one of the most feared moves in MCW. Goes for the pin. 1, 2, and another kick out at 2 from Leon Grimes. Joining that short list of people kicking out against that. But it looks like MD Silva's going to go for it again. But Leon Grimes pushing him out the way this time. And dodge after dodge after dodge here. Leon Grimes goes for the springboard stomp to the back. Goes in for the pin. 1, 2, 3. MD Silva is the second person to ever beat Leon Grimes as he advances into the quarterfinals. And he did beat him at his own game by beating him with a fucking normal move. As it's now, the list of people to beat Leon Grimes has extended by 1, which is now Misaki Ryoki and MD Silva. But it's not an easy run for MD Silva, as he has now got Misaki Ryoki in the quarterfinals. But what an achievement for MD Silva. Picking up a win against Leon Grimes is truly a huge achievement for any wrestler in the on the MCW roster, doing what many have tried and many have failed. And he said that he was going to win tonight in honor of his tag partner Francis Sharp. And you know what? He did it despite facing one of the biggest walls that MCW could put in front of him in the man that's lost the least. And yet, that power of, just loyalty to a tag partner that MD Silva has powered him through to pick up the win